Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here. As the recording of this, it is Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. I am heading to a place where I will be wearing an appropriate t-shirt because I am heading to Epcot Center. Hello, squirrel. Hello, squirrel. I just felt like going to Epcot today. I want to check out some World Showcase. I was checking the My Disney Experience app on wait times, and it was not very busy. And, let me flip this back around. Because I recently got my passport renewed in 2025, is going to be 75% international travel. Give or take a percentage. Get some ideas over at Epcot. Around World Showcase. Maybe do Saurin around the world. See some of the wonders of the world from a hang glider, even though it's not a plane, even though there is a flight attendant, chief flight attendant on a hang glider? Weird, right, squirrel? Weird, right? Wait, hold on. You ever wonder about that, squirrel? Why is there a chief flight attendant on a hang glider? Let me go around this way, squirrel. There you are, there you are. All right. I'm inviting you. You could go too, squirrel, but I don't know how that would go if I tried to walk in with the squirrel. Another time. Join me, shall you? It's currently 2:16. It's not raining yet, but there's going to be some thunderstorms in a couple of hours. 92 degrees at Epcot, which is only about 5 miles from where I'm standing at this particular moment. Well, 5 or 6 miles. To be honest, I don't know exactly how far it is, but it's less than 10 miles. Under the Archway. This is not the only Archway entrance on the Walt Disney World property, but it's the one I take most often. I spent another chunk of another morning this morning booking even more flights and hotels to finish off the rest of the year. I thought I was done booking all of them before year end, but I did a few more. It's going to be a hectic rest of the year. Hectic rest of the year. Parked over here in Crush 204. Crush 204. I think I'm going to walk it back. This tram isn't even active. It's just sitting here. And I am doing what I think might be wise. Bringing an umbrella, which is rare for me. Sometimes I just leave the umbrella in the car even when I know it's going to storm. Today, bringing the umbrella, because it's, well, look over there. Look at those clouds. It's gonna rain. Definitely gonna rain. I'm not a meteorologist, but yeah, it's gonna rain. I recently chose Delta as my airline, and I also got the Amex credit card that links up to the Sky Miles and all that. As of now, before the end of this year, through December, or till New Year's, I have 19 trips. Some of those include one-way trips, some of those include round-trip trips, but I have 19 locked in, not including what I've already flown with Delta, so I'm already racking up. That's not even including next year's international. Ah, what a time, what a time. All right, I am now entering into Epcot Center. All right, time for a piping hot caffeinated beverage and a stroll. I'm gonna head to Starbucks, get myself a coffee, but not before showing myself in this mirror underneath this fantastic sphere of goodness known as Spaceship Earth. Look at this. 5-minute stand. Look at this. I'm hoping this is the theme of the day. A 5-minute walk on. That's awesome. Ooh, it is a freaking scorcher out there. Look at this. Okay, so 5-minute standby. No one in line for Spaceship Earth. No one. I mean, no one. I've seen it slow in here. That's how I like that little decor. I've seen it slow in here, but I don't know if I've ever seen it completely empty queue line for Starbucks. Look at this. There's no one in line. There's people at the counter, but there's no one in line. Not a soul. Plenty of elbow room through here. What is going on at Epcot right now? Yeah, for example, rarely we ever find an empty booth right here. In fact, there are 2 empty booths. The booth next to me there are people that are in it or leaving. And while I'm waiting for them to prepare my coffee, looking at the wait times, 15 minutes for Nemo and Friends, 35 minutes. Thank you. So yeah, pretty short wait times. I was talking to a really nice associate cast member in here named Chris, and I was saying, why is it around 2:40 right now? I said, this is the slowest time on most days. And he said, because people are coming in to go get lunch, and they haven't headed out from lunch yet, and the night crowd has not arrived. So, fun fact, I guess 2:30, 3 o'clock is the time to get Starbucks here at the Connections Cafe, according to the cast member that told me that. Oh dang, it looks like they brought back, this is from D23 a couple years ago, that font Epcot, and this I have not seen. I might end up having to get, look at this right here, they have a new Epcot, new-ish Epcot shirt in here. All right, I am starting World Showcase over at the Canada Pavilion on this little walkway bridge right here. Sometimes you'll start over at Mexico, sometimes you can start over at Canada. I have chosen to start in Canada, which kind of makes sense because I will be knocking Canada off my list, even though I've been to Canada before, but I will be going to Canada, which is international, but I don't really think of it as international because you're not really going overseas. So it's not like a big one when it comes to, you know, the passport, even though I do need the passport to go where I'm going before the end of the month. I figured it just seems, it makes sense to walk back here. See this waterfall, Canadian waterfall. This looks like a big foot right here, doesn't it? It looks like a toe down there. Maybe it's just me. Ah, so you can't go up top here. I think at some point I'm going to do a lot of Canada adventures. This time it's only going to be for a few days. I also will say, disclaimer, just a heads up, from now till the end of the year, amidst all those travels, there will be a lot of Disney stuff, Disneyland stuff, SoCal stuff. Not all SoCal stuff, but there is going to be quite a bit of it. And my plan is, next year, won't be as much of that. It's going to be mostly just traveling to a bunch of countries. I looked up, I was at the airport the other day, how many countries I can go to now just by showing a passport without a visa or anything? 150 countries. Let's kind of open the floodgates. No pun intended. This a flood coming over this mountain. So my apologies, and I appreciate anyone that will bear with me over the next 5 months, 6 months until the end of the year. There's going to be a lot of non-theme park stuff, but a lot of Halloween stuff, Disneyland stuff, Universal stuff, SoCal stuff. I'd say probably half of the travels are that. Well, half of the travels are that in baseball. So baseball is a quarter of it. SoCal stuff another quarter of it, and then the other 50% of the travel till the end of the year is other stuff. I got a little mist in my eye from that right there. Got a little mist in the eye from there. But again, after this year, international me. And it won't be World Showcase countries, it's going to be real country travel. Also, I love that there's an Air King fan up here blowing off, cooling off things here in this little tent. And I definitely have no order on when and where the countries I'll be going to in what order, but at some point you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be walking across that. I definitely will be. Yeah, definitely a lot of iconic spots, just up you can see over there on the horizon, one of them as well. But they're not going to be necessarily all touristy spots at some of the countries. In fact, some of the stuff that you might think I'll be going to first and foremost probably won't happen for quite a while. It's not going to be the stereotypical cliche spots. I mean, I'll hit a lot of those, but that's definitely not the first and foremost agenda. And I think the cruising, I want to do some Disney cruises at some point. That will not be some of the first things I do. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to do it in I don't even know if in 2025 I'm going to do a lot of cruising, to be honest. Because I know once I start doing the cruise ships, I know I'm going to fall down a deep rabbit hole, and there's just so much other stuff. I don't want to like get into that yet. So I don't even know if I'm even going to do any Disney cruises in 25. I might, but that's definitely not what's on my mind for as far as travel goes. And I also look at cruising as something like going on cruises as something I could do at any point in my life, way later in life. It's like a more relaxing style. Again, maybe I'll do one and then all bets are off and that's all I do. But I don't see myself doing one anytime soon. I gotta say, walking through World Showcase has definitely a different appeal and a vibe when you're walking through here. When you know that you're soon, within the next year, going to be going to. You could just hop on a plane and go to all these places. Yeah, the line doesn't even look too bad for Remy's over there. I mean, there is definitely a line outside the building, but all in all, I have seen it much, much busier for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I love this fountain right here, too. What a great fountain. Yeah, I really just got to get through the rest of this year. The baseball stadiums, the Halloween stuff, the SoCal stuff. And once that energy has been exerted, and knock those off the list, the checklist, knocking off the last of the 50 states and the last of the 30 stadiums. Be a clean slate going into 2025. I always love this pavilion right here. I'm kind of glad that they pulled the walls down and redid the fountains and all that. Well, not really glad they redid the fountain, but I'm glad that they have finished up what they were done with and opened this back up. It's just such a beautiful piece of architecture here. The Morocco Pavilion. Oh, it is about to begin. I can already feel the temperature drop and the wind is now starting to pick up quite a bit. They're pulling the umbrellas in over here. They know it's coming. They know it's the storm. Oh yeah, it is definitely about to whip up here very, very, very shortly. I can already feel the atmosphere, the temperature drop. Ah yes, Japan. That will definitely be a sight to behold in person when I finally, whatever it is, I finally get there. Nice gust of wind. Really good. I'm not sure how the audio is picking up on this. There is no wind muff on this or anything, so if you can hear me talking, know that this camera's doing pretty well with the noise of the microphones. Man, that feels so good. It's so good. Nice little breeze out here. The hair whipping around and the breeze on the wind. Yeah, you know what? If it doesn't rain, it stays just like this. If it stays here looking really nasty and evil with the clouds and just stays just like this with this wind breeze, I would not complain at all. It feels great. Miniature trains coming through. Miniature trains coming through on the landscape next to Germany. Miniature trains. One of the coolest little setups over here that you can kind of look down, you can see the miniature trains just rolling through the countryside. Oh, looks like that one's gonna go right through the tunnel there. That one's gonna go right through the tunnel and out the other side. It's also interesting that they have not put these away with the storm about to be rolling in very, very shortly. Ah yes, Germany. That will also be a fun place to check out as well. I could have a Clark Griswold moment when I go there. These little handmade wood carvings over here. You got the giraffes over here. You have a tiger and like a monkey and some little facial carvings over there as well. There's always someone on staff hand carving a lot of this stuff. This is probably one of the smallest pavilions. I think originally it was supposed to be a lot bigger. I think it was supposed to go farther back into World Showcase, but it's kind of like, I'd say it's probably one of the little smallest as far as how deep it goes into World Showcase of the countries. Yeah, again, how there's definitely plenty of walking space through here. Usually this is pretty congested through here, not at this moment. Also, I really can't comprehend the fact that one day, if all goes well, I'll be able to walk along the Great Wall of China. I don't know when that'll be, but yeah, I have that option to do that now. In fact, I could go to all the 7 current wonders of the world. Even though I think there's 8, I think there's one that's kind of got grandfathered in. There used to be the 7 ancient wonders of the world, but now there's 7 current wonders of the world. It's kind of confusing, and I think there's like 12 that are just like honorable mentions. And of course, when I'm in certain areas, if there is a Disney park in close proximity, I will definitely pop in, but again, that's not going to be the motive behind all of it. Even though Shanghai Disney does have some pretty cool things. I remember the D23 2015 when they announced a lot of it. I got pretty excited. I mean, gosh, it's been, next year will be 10 years since that announcement. I've been slacking. I love this full-size, 6-foot-tall terracotta warrior right here. I mean, this is like as tall as I am right here. I could just like stand level and look right into his eyes. I could go on a quest looking for Vikings, looking for Vikings. That's a throwback nod to one of my old videos. Looking for Vikings. Ah, hello again, troll. Hello again, big old. He's been here for a long time. Far back as I can remember, this troll's always been standing here. This thing's about 8 feet tall. it's hard to even put in perspective when you're looking at it from in a camera perspective. This thing is like 2-3 feet taller than I am, probably 3 feet taller than I am. And honestly, this is a country I know literally nothing about other than the Epcot Pavilion here at World Showcase. The country of Norway. I probably should change that. I should probably go maybe see some polar bears at some point. Properly caffeinated, now they get hydrated. Not only do they have Dasani and Smart Water in the parks, but you go around the countries, they have different waters from the different countries. They sell Voss in plastic here, so I got myself a little Voss action. Plastic Voss. Now back in the day, right in this very spot, used to be a big Viking ship, and that was probably back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then they tore it out. No Viking ship anymore through here. No Viking ship anymore. All right, let's go inside the Mexico Pavilion. Going inside the Mexico Pavilion Pyramid. Really is such a great little area here. Daytime outside, nighttime inside. Kind of similar to Pirates of the Caribbean out in Anaheim. Honestly, a little surprised that it hasn't started downpouring yet. I did see a little bolt of lightning, started recording, and then the monorail came around. Right over there in the distance off where the monorail's now going around was now I can hear the thunder. I hear the thunder after that, so probably going to get a little lightning action is going to be happening very, very soon. Oh, I saw one over there. Look, ooh, there was a couple strikes that just went over the Journey to Imagination Pavilion. Also, I wonder if the Journey to Imagination Pavilion, if they have reopened the DVC Lounge, or is the DVC Lounge still temporarily over here in the Odyssey building. And yes, the DVC Lounge is still located temporarily inside the Odyssey Pavilion. So it's not over at the Journey to Imagination Pavilion right now. It almost looks like it's not a tornado, but it kind of has that funnel cloud look right there, doesn't it? Oh, I just felt the first drop of rain. It's coming. Umbrella up. Get the umbrella up because it has started to precipitate just a little bit. It's precipitating. Where are you going, duck? Oh, you're just snacking there on the ground in the rain? Okay, that works. You're a duck, though. I really have no idea what I was trying to just say. Some sort of analogy where when it rains, it doesn't bother the ducks. That's not even an analogy. Just trying to say that ducks are not bothered by rain at all. So now I'm going to head over to Saurin around the world, which is going to be good because they're going to have a lot of stuff from around the world, again, that I'll be able to soon visit. Not on an attraction, but in reality. Backside of the Saurin ride sign. I'm going to be suspended in the air from an exhilarating gliding adventure that includes dramatic drops, turns, swoops, and of course a little lifts. And I don't know, because it started raining, a lot of people are heading through there, but the last posted wait time was only 15 minutes. That is like 15 minutes. I'm going to guess it's probably a little more than that because everyone's going in here now because it's raining outside, but still probably won't be too bad.
Left to right. Smaller aviators who do not reach that red marker on the back of the seat will put that seatbelt through the center strap. Larger bags will be placed off to the side of the designated areas. Loose fitted shoes can stay on the ground at any
Clear for takeoff. That's what that sign says. Saurin, you are clear for takeoff. I am in not 3, not 2, not 1. I'm ready to depart. Now, I will say I definitely prefer the Soaring Over California version, which is the older version, than over Soaring Over the World. Or Soaring, yeah, I think it's called Soaring Around the World. I definitely prefer that version better, but I'm kind of excited to do this again because I get to see areas that are not in the U.S., that are international areas, which is kind of the theme and the thought process that I've been having recently. So that's kind of neat to see some of the 7 wonders of the world and other areas like that around this great huge globe. Definitely Taj Mahal, definitely Great Wall of China, and quite a few others. But those are 2 that I just see and I just get like really excited about. And the Great Wall of China has always been fascinating to me since I was very young. All right, I was reminded that the pyramids freaking exist. I mean, I knew they existed. It just wasn't on my mind when I walked on the attraction. Holy cow, the pyramid. I think that's the one that's the 8th wonder of the world. It's not really in the new 7th wonder of the world, but when I finally get there, it's not a matter of if, but when I get there, if my lifespan takes me that long, and if there's a way I could ride a camel in front of the freaking pyramids, I will be doing that. Yes. I think that would probably, I don't know if there'd be anything more amazing than that, to be honest. I mean, honestly, I would be overwhelmed when that happens. Like, for real. Should also point out, take a look at this. No one in line for the Lamb, Living with the Lamb. I'm not going to go on it. I've been on it a gazillion times. But yeah, there's no one. It says 5 minutes. It's more like a minute and a half wait. And I think it was only about 12-minute wait for Saurin. It said 15. It was way less than 15. Well, not much less, but let's say 15. There's like nobody here. All right, umbrella up and now back into the elements. Back into the elements. Doesn't look like it's downpouring, but it is definitely still raining a little bit. I don't have a poncho, but I do have an umbrella today. I was smart enough to bring it in. All right, it's kind of interesting that the Moana Journey of Water, well, the Journey of Water inspired Moana is closed right now because of the rain, but they're about ready to open it back up now that the rain has subsided. That's kind of an interesting, ironic twist, right? Ooh, look at the rain dripping onto the lightning lane. So I don't even need the lightning lane right now. It's only a standby. I don't even think the lightning lane might not even be activated right now because you don't even need it. It's only a 5-minute wait. It's like kind of downpouring right here on the light. You know, if you go through the lightning lane entrance, you will get soaking wet. You'll be drenched. And there is quite a bit of worldwide items on this as well. It's Spaceship Earth, by the way. I mean, it's the entire Earth. Take a look at this. There's nobody behind me in line. I'm the last person in line right here. No one else is walking on. I mean, there's a few people in front of me, but nobody was behind me. Going into Spaceship Earth. I was just told I could sit in the front or in the back. They said the back has a little more leg room, so went ahead and went in the back of this particular pod, this ride vehicle, into a grand and miraculous world. Spaceship Earth. Oh, I can check out the low line on this too. Look at the guy battling this mammoth right here. There they are, writing hieroglyphics there on the cave walls. Now over into ancient Egypt. Same place as the pyramids. Pounding reeds flat, this guy. I'll take a look. There's the pyramids right there. You can see him on the back of the wall behind him pounding the reeds flat. Never noticed them there before. There are the Phoenicians here on their boats. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Think the Phoenicians. Now pulling into ancient Greece. Storyteller here around the campfire, around a group of people listening to the storyteller here in ancient Greece. The pillars there, beautiful pillars. Get my way up. I think we're heading towards Rome now. Colosseum in Rome would be freaking awesome. And as they say, all roads lead here to Rome. I think that's what they say. All roads lead here. Why am I having trouble so much? All roads lead to Rome. Man, I love this attraction so much. One of the greatest ever made at Disney. Doing a little reading down there, a little reading, writing, arithmetic, a printing press up here. Here's Gutenberg. Yeah, just didn't even think about it, but the Sistine Chapel, also had forgotten about that, even though one of the first images I remember about going on Spaceship Earth when I was very, very young was that particular scene shaping the future together. It'd be kind of cool to see that in person one day. I think it really would. I think I'm going to have to do that one day. Now, they just repainted this just about a week ago. That is a new mural. They replaced the old mural right here next to the base of Spaceship Earth. Yeah, old mural out with the old, in with the new-ish. Yeah, honestly, it is pretty beautiful. The colors really do pop out. Really very, very colorful. I like it. All right, I think I'm now going to start heading home. I go by Publix. All-Star game is tonight. National League versus the American League. Of course, I'm rooting for the American League. Tampa Bay Rays are in the AL East. I would say most of the teams that I've had a fondness for have all been in that league. The Rays only have one guy. Isaac Paredes, our third baseman, in the lineup tonight. It's not starting, but he'll get an at-bat. He'll play for a bit. It didn't get rained on as much as I thought I was going to. I think when I was on Saurin, I think it was downpouring. downpouring on Saurin. One thing about exiting the park, now it does not affect me because I stay on World Drive from Magic Kingdom Epcot. You just take this and the other two parks. But if you were trying to go I-4 westbound, that direction, or Highway 192, which was about a half mile back, you can just see the incredible bottleneck getting onto I-4 westbound. Is no different getting on 192 westwardly as well. It is just an awful mess over where the Mickey Power Pole is. This is about 5:30 p.m. So if you're going to the hotels, that direction is just such a mess. And it's caused because the backup on I-4 westbound, you see eastbound going pretty smooth. Westwardly, looking the other way, so the Mickey Power Pole's the other direction that I usually show. But between 4 o'clock and 6 p.m., not enjoyable for anyone going that way. Not enjoyable at all. So if you're leaving the parks around that time, expect a major backup trying to get on 192 or I-4. It's like this every day around this time. Major backup. Just don't leave the parks around that time. Wait an hour or two. There's the Mickey Power Pole there. And head over into this fantastic Publix. Last night, popped in here. I was going to grab some salad stuff, but all the stuff that was in any kind of cooler, frozen food, deli, dairy, all that, the power was out. Jersey Mike's just opened, Slim Chicken's just opened, Domino's just opened, all in that little development. Kind of nice to have some options on this side of town instead of the 192 side. This is the World Drive side. Got an Island Village just opened up. Nonetheless, just kind of talking to myself, and Big the Foot. Big the Foot knows this landscape pretty well. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't noticed, I'm pretty excited about next year. It's a long way off, but it'll be here before I know it. International. I don't want to run it in the ground too much talking about it, but yeah. Lot whirling around in the old noggin. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.